Akbar abandoned his perfect capital in just 14 years. The sudden, silent evaporation of thriving metropolises remains the ultimate paradox of human geography, proving that our most monumental achievements are far more fragile than the stone we carve them into, and that the line between a bustling global hub and a desolate wasteland is razor-thin. While modern textbooks routinely blame these dramatic exoduses on simple droughts or bloodthirsty invading armies, the crumbling walls of these ghost cities whisper a far more complex story of administrative panic, ecological betrayal, and human pride. By peeling back the layers of dust from these silent streets, we will uncover the exact tipping points that turn thriving global hubs into hollow monuments of human hubris, revealing why the places we build to last forever are often the first to vanish. The true, underlying catalyst behind the sudden ghostly abandonment of Fatehpur Sikri was not a sudden military invasion or the legendary curse of a disgruntled desert mystic, but a catastrophic, systemic miscalculation of local hydrology that pitted imperial pride directly against the unforgiving laws of nature. Emperor Akbar had envisioned a grand utopian capital that would physically manifest his philosophical vision of a unified enlightened empire, selecting a rocky ridge near Agra, where he constructed breathtaking red sandstone palaces, massive triumphal gates, and intricate water cooling systems designed to defy the blistering heat of the Indian plains. For 15 glorious years, this architectural marvel served as the glittering, hyperactive heart of the Mughal Empire, hosting philosophers, artists, and foreign ambassadors, who marveled at the sheer luxury of a city that seemed to have risen from the dry earth, by the sheer, unstoppable force of imperial will, creating an illusion of absolute permanence. Yet, beneath the highly polished courtyards, the grand artificial lake, and the ornate bathhouses, a silent, invisible disaster was already unfolding, one that would render the entire imperial investment completely worthless within a single, terrifying season of drought. The sophisticated reservoir system, engineered to capture monsoon rains and distribute water through a complex network of clay pipes and massive Persian wheels, relied entirely on a local water table that was rapidly collapsing under the weight of the city's ballooning population, and the demands of its lavish gardens, which consumed more water than the dry region could ever naturally replenish. As the deep wells ran completely dry, and the artificial lake transformed into a cracked, dusty basin of baked clay, Akbar realized that his master engineers could build magnificent palaces, but they could not command the rain clouds, replenish the deep aquifers of the dry ridge, or sustain a metropolis without a steady river. Faced with the humiliating prospect of an imperial court dying of thirst in their golden sandstone cages, the emperor made the agonizing decision to abandon his masterpiece, leaving the perfectly preserved buildings, the empty throne rooms, and the silent streets to the wind and the wild beasts. But Akbar's abandoned dream was merely a prelude to a far more terrifying disappearance in the desolate sands of another continent, where an entire civilization vanished so completely that even their neighbors forgot they had ever existed, leaving behind only massive stone structures swallowed by the jungle. Deep within the rugged, windswept borderlands of modern Turkey and Armenia lie the haunting, crimson ruins of Ani, a legendary medieval metropolis once proudly celebrated as the city of 1001 churches, standing as a silent testament to forgotten empires. At its glorious peak in the 11th century, Ani was a bustling, cosmopolitan hub of over 100,000 souls, protected by massive double walls, and filled with architectural masterpieces that rivaled Constantinople and Baghdad in both beauty, wealth, and cultural influence. But the true cause of Ani's final, agonizing downfall was not the devastating Mongol siege of 1236, but a slow, agonizing shift in global trade routes that bypassed the city, coupled with a series of catastrophic earthquakes that shattered its stone foundations and broke its collective spirit. As the wealthy merchants departed, and the earth violently shook, the remaining citizens made a bizarre collective decision that would seal the city's fate for centuries to come, transforming it into a surreal museum of desperation and unyielding faith. Instead of rebuilding their crumbling homes, repairing the vital city walls, or securing food supplies, the surviving elite spent their rapidly dwindling fortunes constructing increasingly elaborate, hollow churches, desperately trying to invoke divine protection, while the basic infrastructure of the city crumbled around them, leaving them exposed to the elements. This desperate religious obsession created a bizarre, haunting landscape, where magnificent, dome-topped cathedrals stood surrounded by decaying mud brick slums and dry wells, a stark testament to a society that had completely lost its grip on practical reality, in the face of impending doom and total economic collapse. By the time the last nomadic raiders swept through the valley, they found a city of ghosts, where lonely priests prayed in empty halls, the markets were filled with dust, and the wind played through the arches of monuments that had absolutely no one left to protect or cherish. Yet, even the tragic, slow-motion death of Ani cannot compare to the chilling mystery of a city that did not decay over centuries, but which the ocean swallowed in a single, cataclysmic afternoon, leaving behind only myths that historians dismissed for millennia, until one diver proved them wrong by plunging into the deep. In the year 2000, marine archaeologist Frank Goddio plunged into the murky, silent waters of the Mediterranean Sea near Alexandria, only to stumble upon the colossal, dark stone statue of Hapi, the Egyptian god of the Nile flood, standing upright in the dark abyss. This was the lost city of Thonis Herakleion, Egypt's legendary port of entry, which did not sink due to a sudden tidal wave as legends claimed, but rather collapsed because its massive, heavy stone temples stood on unstable, waterlogged clay that liquefied during a series of earthquakes, causing the entire city to slide into the sea like a house of cards. The great, terrifying irony of Thonis Herakleion is that the very water that brought it immense wealth as a trading superpower was the exact force that dissolved its foundations, demonstrating that our modern coastal metropolises may be sitting on the exact same geological trapdoors, without even realizing it. As we map these submerged streets and recover their golden artifacts, we are left to wonder how many of our own towering glass and steel cities are currently resting on fragile foundations that are simply waiting for the right moment to liquefy and vanish beneath the waves. Could the very systems we build to protect our cities ultimately become the instruments of their destruction? Share your thoughts on which modern metropolis is most vulnerable to the forces that reclaimed Fatehpur Sikri Ani and Thonis Herakleion.